Now, there's perhaps 1 out of 1,000, maybe 1 out of 10,000 people who are mature enough and self-confident enough to be able to use this. Particularly back in the 60s, with the height of the Judeo-Christian empire, when we were sending good Christians over to Vietnam and so forth, LSD was a very powerful revolutionary device, giving people control of their own brains. But I've never advocated it. You can't advocate the telescope. You can't advocate the microscope. You can't advocate nuclear fusion.
You're not a beast, Charles. You're all a beast.
See? I'm whatever you need me to be for you. And whatever you make me is what you carry the rest of your life and forever.
You named yourself, Charles.
No. You don't even know what that means. It's my father's name, that's all. My father's died in the Second World War for my rights, and I didn't get them.
Hitler?
No.
You were not kicked off?
No, I can't even spell the word.
I bet you could.
Now you see what I'm saying?
What?
Now see what I'm saying? When you think I lied, then that's because you got a lie in your heart. And then you come back and say you got heart, but you got no heart without with lie. Your lie beats your heart beats in the truth, man. You see what I'm saying? In other words, if you're lying, you're not lying to nobody but yourself. Nobody else cares.
It's intelligence. It's not obedience. It's not submission. It's not falling on your knees. What's wrong with you falling on your knees? You think you worship a God that wants you on your knees like slaves? New religions are going to glorify intelligence. Because God wants us to be intelligent. Because the smarter we are, the more we'll understand her handiwork and the glories of the galaxies that she's built.
Are you guilty of any murders? Are you guilty of plotting any murders?
I killed a chicken once.
Any human being?
No.
You're absolutely innocent of any conspiracy to commit murder or telling anyone to commit murder or planning it?
I'll plead guilty to the Indians. The new religion is going to be a religion of intelligence.
You know, in other words, I'm something inside that goes beyond words. Words, blah, 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 you know, they're a bunch of fucking biscuits. That's what they teach you in school.
Throwing out the 2,000 or 3,000 year old heritage of submission and fear and guilt and sin and devil and all that nonsense, which is designed to keep you stupid and to keep you frightened.
These terrible headaches, and he said my wife left me, and he says I don't have any money, and they repossessed my car, and I'm going crazy, and there's a gun in the dresser drawer. Would you hand me those aspirins right by the gun? Don't shoot me, please, don't shoot me. And you look at him and you hold the gun in your hand and you say, what are you asking me to do? What are you projecting in my mind to do? There's people that want to die. I brought it up to the Medical Association not too long ago that we should have suicide parlors to where if someone wants to die, they should be allowed to die. If someone wants to use drugs, they should be allowed to use drugs. Who's someone else going to say you can't do what you want to do? In the land of the free and the home of the brave. I mean, if you're free, you can do what you want to do.
Except hurt somebody else.
Wait a minute, hurt somebody else has got nothing to do with it, man.
Because no change takes place in the brain unless there's shock. This is some sort of an electrical explosion that shakes you up a little. It's not going to hurt you either. To hear a different point of view is not going to bring down the the walls of Mormon temple or the local churches. I hate followers. I've never had any followers. But what I've done throughout my history, anytime someone wants to follow me, I do everything possible. Every day. And I couldn't do anything about it. The more he talked about drugs, the more billions of dollars he put into his army of narcs that went around the world bothering people. More and more people did drugs and drugs. So he had no successes to show. But if he could arrest what he and his colleagues thought was the spokesperson or the leading figures.
You see what I'm saying? In other words, if you're lying, you're not lying to nobody but yourself. Nobody else cares.
You work 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and on Saturday night you're allowed to get drunk and bump up and down your wife for reproductive purposes, maybe. There's no notion of pleasure. Pleasure was something that was owned by the priests and the big guys in the sky. Well, for every little pleasure there's a pain, pain, pain. That's what they taught us back then. Well, now pleasure is our #1 business.
And they all start screaming out into the night. Well, they said, what are you going to do? He said, you're all going to die. You know, I mean, it's you don't even see stuff like that in horror movies, do you? I don't know.